ready for another lesson?
Anyways, we talk
We ready?
movies sometimes.
Yeah.
We talk movies sometimes. Yeah. Is there? It's cutting out. I don't know. Hello,
Go
guys.
for
Is
it.
this right? Nope. I was off. I must have been off.
It's okay.
It cut out and out for me.
It's okay.
Unfortunate.
You can
What's
just
up,
go.
everybody? Welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast, where sometimes we come in off cue because I am remote.
Sometimes.
We're Matt.
Most of the time, I get it. I mean, when
It's
I was
funny
in person,
because-
hit it at 100% of the time, man. And then the one time you did it a week or two ago, I just couldn't hear it at all, and so I guessed and got it pretty good. That time, couldn't hear shit, so just kind of threw it out there.
What we've done is to keep you safe. We've moved you remote work
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
for this, and I mean it's really in your best interest at the end of the day.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, I've already had COVID, but you guys, we had a group talk, a
Yeah.
group meeting, Back Row Banter, and we decided I was most at risk, of course. And so I have been moved to a different location.
Yeah, as
to
the
record.
as the youngest and one who has played athletics most recently of us, you are definitely the most at risk.
And also had
Right.
probably some antibodies left over.
yeah, and
I
already
am
had
most
it.
at risk. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason to come into the office. So yeah, it just makes more
Your
sense this way.
apartment's an office?
Shh. They don't know that.
Yeah,
I
not
mean,
on video
yeah,
yet.
You know, our giant. I'm just in another floor of the office. You know,
That's
you guys are
We have a
the one
building
floor,
now?
and I just got this other floor to ourselves.
true. Really, with the internet, everywhere is an office. Thank you and good night.
Play the outro. I'm your host, Adam Schwartz. I think I said that part.
I think so
This is
too.
Back Row Banter. On today's episode, we got some Golden Globe nominations. That's going to be our big talking points, the news segment here today. And then trailer talk. We actually got 3 Super Bowl spots from last night's Super Bowl that we're excited to talk about.
Yep.
Our new streaming. We got some interesting offerings for you guys here this week, but not a huge list. We'll get to what we're watching. And then our main review for the episode, Boyz in the Hood. A BlakeHolder choice once again.
Dope.
It's true. We got a little theme running now. Have we made that
do.
official?
I'm excited.
I think we
yeah,
have. I think
made
we
next
said
week's
it
official.
last
We'll
week.
get to that later.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week, the
Okay.
whole Black History Month thing. But joining me today, who has already spoken, so you probably already heard his voice, but it's the Prince of the Posterior Summons, Nathaniel Gingrich.
That is me.
Back at it again.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Never
It's true.
stopped.
Big old booty call. Did whatever happened to that posterior summons on New Year's Eve, Nathaniel?
I don't kiss and tell.
Okay.
Good call, sir.
Okay,
man.
it was
Yeah,
really
good
funny
man.
because Tyler, we were all in
Classy.
Nathaniel's room, and Tyler looks over, and Nathaniel's on his phone with like a grin on his face, like a smirk. Tyler goes, "That better not be a posterior summons, Nathaniel."
No.
No. And also joining us is the Lord of Love, Tyler Badalis,
What's
who I
going
can't
on?
see currently.
He's in a far off realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
He's
really.
he's actually
Yeah,
also
you're
remote
up
to
there now.
you.
But yeah, you moved me from the Mizzou location. I came up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the Mizzou location, the Mizzou offices.
Yeah, the Mizzou branch.
Yeah, the Mizzou branch of Back Row Banter, and also joining us.
Back Row
tonight
Banter
is-
International.
Back Row Banter Co.
No, Back Row Banter International Co. Just make it as long as possible.
Right.
I think we should need to add ink in somewhere.
LLC.
LLC.
Also joining us
TM.
is Captain Cupid, BlakeHolder.
What's going
How you
on, man?
Cotton Cupid.
Is that the
Cotton Cupid.
Australian accent?
I don't really know what that was,
Yeah, I don't
actually.
know what
That was just vague.
little Scottish.
There's something in there.
It was an accent. That's all I know.
I was just trying to think if you were. Nah, I'm not. I've lost it. Never mind.
You know,
Moving
sometimes it
on.
happens. You go off on a little. You
Yeah,
try to
you-
set up a bit.
You
and
get
go,
lost
you know
in
what?
the sauce a bit,
I
man.
dropped
Yeah.
it. I fumbled
If
it.
you lose the setup on the joke, you got to just scrap the joke.
Yeah, you just gotta
that's it.
start
got it.
over.
That's a wrap.
Quit while you're ahead.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, everything's going good on my end. How was your guys' week?
Not bad.
Man,
Yeah.
I feel like it was so fast. I feel like
I
we were
don't.
just
Yeah,
here.
I can't really tell. I feel like it's either
Really?
going, yeah. I feel like maybe during the week I don't notice it, and then like once I have to sit here and like think about like what I've watched and like set up,
I
I'm
always-
like, man, it feels like it's been a long time.
I always find myself end up watching less than I think I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah,
Do you guys listen to the podcast?
Occasionally.
Do I?
I do.
Yeah,
So
I usually listen to it like right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
once I upload it.
because that was my question. I didn't know,
Yeah.
like, are you guys a right away or are you like a later?
I don't for the
I
most
usually
part.
do.
Interesting.
Unless I'll just like catch myself and then I'll just listen to like 3 in a row. But I'm probably 5 or 6 episodes behind by
Yeah.
now.
Oh.
Huh.
I'll usually listen to them because they usually go live Wednesday,
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning.
Tuesday
Okay.
morning.
I'll usually get to them Wednesday or Thursday at work. Obviously, I got a handful of podcasts I get to at work. I just
Yeah.
kind of go through the rotation of new episodes, and then when it hits
Yeah.
ours, it's usually about like Thursday afternoon or so.
Yeah.
I'll get ours.
That is one of the tough things about in-person sales is it is hard to listen to podcasts at work.
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm
Sure.
a big podcast at the gym guy, so
Mhm.
I'll probably just listen to it right away. Honestly,
How?
I prioritize listening to our podcast just because I want to make sure it sounds good, and I want to see as a listener if there's things that
Yeah,
we're
what's the
doing wrong or should
experience,
change and
for
stuff.
sure.
So I look at it. I listen to it both from I'm entertained by some of the shit we say and want to hear it again, and also I'm trying to listen back and hear things we can improve on and stuff and
Mhm.
all that.
And this peek behind the curtain was brought to you
Oh, there you go.
by Kellogg's. Reach out to us, Kellogg's, for that little bit of info there.
If you want.
Yeah.
We are accepting sponsors. I mean,
Yeah, we'll totally
if
take
you want to give us
sponsor.
money, I'm not going to deny it.
I
We-
really think a breakfast cereal would be good for our podcast and our
I love breakfast cereal.
podcast,
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Let me know.
our listenership,
Yeah.
our audience.
Maybe popcorn. Would popcorn be a good
Ooh,
sponsor?
popcorn would be a good one too.
We get what's I don't know.
Who's
even know
big in the
what's main
popcorn game?
brand?
Irvo Redenbacher.
Oh man.
Ah, that one. Yeah.
Can you even name
I
another
just-
popcorn outside of that?
Act
I don't
two.
think you can. Oh, wow.
Garrett's.
light
Does
years
that count?
ahead.
Garrett's counts.
Oh yeah.
Garrett's
true, true.
counts.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Pop secret.
Pop Secret.
Top secret. Yeah.
What's the old school one that you used to have on the? It's like Jiffy Pop or
Jiffy Pop.
Mhm.
Is it called
Jiffy
Jiffy
Pop,
Pop?
I think it's called Jiffy Pop.
Oh,
What are those things that you put on the stove?
yeah.
That's a Jiffy Pop.
Is that Jiffy Pop? Okay, I was
Yeah.
making sure we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Because I've heard Jiffy Pop, and then when saying that popped that into my mind, the visualization of the thing on the stove. And I
Well,
wanted
we
to
are
make
on
sure.
tangent.
Is that
early.
in the Scream opening scene? Is it
that's,
Jiffy Pop?
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I
Yeah.
thought. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
let's get on track, boys.
Well, let's get in to the news. We only have one news story for today, and it's the Golden Globe nominations. They're out. It was a slow news week, so I figured, hey, might as well give it a look-see.
What are y'all's opinions
Give
on
it a glance.
on the Golden Globes?
Give it a bit of a glance. I like the Golden Globes. I like them more than I'd say they're probably number 2 in my book behind the Oscars.
Yeah, I think that would make sense. Do you,
I don't like
either
Emmys that
either of
much.
you two have an opinion on the
I
Globes? Are you guys?
honestly-
Yeah, are you award show people?
Not really.
Not much.
I do. I like
not
award
much.
shows.
Yeah, definitely watch. I always watch the Oscars. I will
Same.
occasionally watch. For the majority of the time, I watch Golden Globes. I've just really fallen off on them after like the last couple of years where they've just made some absolutely batshit choices.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and it just seems very much more kind of like the Hollywood Foreign Press Association just wants to chuck a bunch of money at something and throw a big party so they can hang out with celebrities. And
Sure.
so
yeah.
we're never going to get
Yeah.
sponsored by them now.
It's-
But
it's-
oh well.
The jig is up.
Someone should make that a call tomorrow.
the Matt Damon winning Best Actor in a comedy or musical for The Martian.
For the Martian, yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
There was another one like a year or two ago where it
I
was
never
just
even heard of that.
atrocious. Yeah,
He won you said for a comedy?
yeah,
Yeah.
musical or
Martian.
comedy, and he won. He
Musical
was.
comedy.
I don't know if he won, but he was definitely nominated.
Oh, he
for-
won.
for
Oh,
The
he won.
Martian. Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's tough.
Which is an excellent book, by the way. If you,
Oh, fantastic book.
yeah, you would actually probably like
Yeah.
it, Tyler. Yeah.
Hmm.
Blake, you'd
Yeah,
probably
that
like
book
it too.
really
It's just,
good,
it's
yeah.
just a really good book. Yeah.
Mm.
You lose a
I
lot of
haven't read
of
something in a
what
while.
made the book so good in the movie because the book was so technical and was praised for being the author tried to make it as scientific.
Well, yeah, he's like an engineer.
Mhm.
He has a really big science background, and it was actually written as a series of blog posts first.
Yes, yes.
And then that blog got so popular that they turned it into a book, and then eventually a
okay.
movie.
Yeah, the book is written in the movie that he gives like video logs. The book is just written as his logs. It's just all of his logs from his time on Mars. And so he's just explaining everything that's going wrong and how he's fixing them and all that stuff, which he does in the movie, but like that's how the book is structured. And there's so much like scientific detail that is really, really good. And he explains everything really well. And there's a point in the movie where like he makes a trip across Mars to get to this rocket ship. That in the book, that was like a 3-month trip for him. In the movie, it was like a 10-second, like they showed the car moving across the Martian landscape, and then that was it. But in the book, it was like 2 months, and he was like, I might fucking die. Like I'm running out of food, I'm running out of everything. So it was
I need to watch that again.
That's actually
I
a
haven't
pretty
watched
good
it in
movie.
a while, but it's a good movie.
Yeah,
I
love
caught
that
that in
movie.
theaters.
They also changed the ending,
Yeah, that's true. They do.
and it's a pretty big change as well.
Moving on.
Yes, we'll move on. Golden Globes. Best Picture nominations here, guys. The Father, or on the website it's saying Father, but the poster says The Father, so who knows? Mank, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, and Trial of the Chicago 7.
Trial of the Chicago 7.
Trial of the Chicago 7. I see what they're doing. They're putting the after the title of the movie. That's why it's tripping me up a little bit. So The Father, and then The Trial of the Chicago 7. I haven't seen any of these.
Yeah, neither.
I'm not gonna lie.
Nathaniel, do you know anything about these?
What were they again? Run it by me.
Right.
I got caught up on
The Father.
Yep.
Mank, which is Gary Oldman.
Yeah, I know which one that is.
Nomadland, which is what's her face from 3 Billboards.
Frances McDormand.
Yep. Promising Young Woman. Haven't heard of that one. And then
That's Carey Mulligan.
the Trial of the Chicago 7.
No, I have not seen any of these actually.
I haven't.
I think about 3 or 4 of the, or 2 of those are Netflix movies, and the other 3 I think have not had theatrical releases yet. Though I know Nomadland won both Venice and
Nomadland has been racking up.
Telluride or something like that.
The Father is Anthony Hopkins, as I'm looking at this.
Gotcha. So yeah, my money would probably be on that. Apparently, Promising Young Woman's really good too. That's on that you can rent on Amazon now. And a lot of people have been recommending to me that I do so. So maybe I will sometime this week. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's a tough year for me in movies. I'm just furious that theaters aren't open yet. Just not at any one person in particular, but just the sky.
I hear you.
Yeah, I'm going Super Saiyan. That's what I've been doing. I've been watching a lot and reading a lot of Dragon Ball. Sorry, that'll be on for later. What's another one? What's comedy and musical? How many of these are we going through, by the way?
However many you guys want. We can do the bigger ones. Best Picture musical comedy is Borat's subsequent movie film.
Okay.
Tyler, how you feeling?
Keep going.
Hamilton, which I'm
really
very
what?
glad is on there. Yeah, they let it in. They let it in.
Okay.
Yeah. Another one called Music. Palm Springs got nominated, and The Prom, or just Prom. I don't know.
Oh wow.
It says
okay.
Prom, but at the poster.
Yeah,
it
that's the
says
one
Prom.
with Meryl Streep.
Oh, okay. Palm Springs is a really good one. I really liked. Have you guys seen Palm Springs? I remember bringing it up, I think, on what we're watching at least once.
I have not.
I have not either.
It's on Hulu.
I've
It's
also
Andy
not seen it.
Samberg and the mother from How I Met Your Mother. I forgot her
Kristen
name.
Milioti.
No, that's not it. Yeah. And then it's Andy Samberg, her, and then J.K. Simmons. I like the 3 main ones.
Yeah.
Interesting category. They lump musical and comedy together, which I've always felt is a little weird, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at some of these myself. I mean, they got best score for motion picture. They got Tenet in there.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, what's the director?
Hopefully not for best sound mixing.
Do director, and then let's move on to the
Sure.
trailer talk.
Director. I'm trying to find it. They hit it. Best director, motion picture. Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. David Fincher for Mank. Regina King for One Night in Miami.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
I lost it. I lost the page again. This is a travesty. Aaron Sorkin, The Trial of the Chicago 7, and Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I have to see some of these more. I don't know. It feels weird, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's just been such a weird year for movies because so much stuff has gotten delayed. Theaters closed. It's just like it's not.
And like without anyone going to theaters, it's tough to like
It's hard to
gauge
know what's
audience. Yeah, gauge audience interaction and like what's popular and like what's really popular, and then also critical stuff. It's an interesting thing that we've come up against this year, I suppose.
I mean, usually I haven't seen everything that's on the Oscar Best Picture list or Golden Globe, but I usually have seen
a handful,
at least 2 or 3. Yeah, like a handful. And this one, of the 5, I've seen none of them. So it's just kind of a weird thing, and I'm interested to see how the Oscars will shape.
I did see that Chadwick was nominated though.
Yes, he's nominated for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom for Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. But
are they
he's
considering?
Up against... Sorry, what'd you say?
Are they considering that a comedy or musical?
No, I don't think so. It says in Motion Picture Drama, and I think they have a separate category for musical. Yeah, they have a separate category for musical comedy, so they're considering it just a regular movie.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's nominated for Best Actor with Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, who I believe this guy looks like he's the one from Rogue One.
Yeah, that's him.
There's another movie he's in as well.
Yeah, we talked about that
Hopkins
movie.
for The Father. Yeah, I think we've talked about it before, maybe. And Gary Oldman, and then Tahar Rahim for The Mortarian, which I have not even seen on here yet. So
yeah, I'm not familiar with that one myself.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Golden Globes are coming out. That'll be interesting to see the Oscars then too.
I kind of want to check out some of these Best Picture noms. So Nomadland, I've been hearing actually a lot about as I prepare the news for every week. It always keeps coming up in the news feeds.
Oh yeah,
just saying it's been winning stuff or saying when it's released. So there's some kind of buzz around it. And Frances McDormand is incredible in 3 Billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. So I'll probably check that one out. Mank, I like Gary Oldman a lot. I don't know. I'll probably check hopefully all of these out at some point soon.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
All right. Well, look forward to the Golden Globes, but we're going to look forward to these movies that we got some Super Bowl spots from at the Super Bowl. You would never guess to see them anywhere else but at the Super Bowl.
What's the first one?
F9. Tyler, thoughts?
F9.
Fast and Furious 9.
Oh, I was like,
F you.
I was like, tab. I mean, yeah, yes, always, just because it's Fast and Furious. Yeah. The only one I've ever been mad at and refused to watch is Hobbs and Shaw.
Which I haven't seen that either myself.
Good.
So.
Now, do you like the Fast and Furious unconditionally, or is there
I'm indifferent about the later stuff.
Okay.
I've said it before. Fast and Furious, the original, is one of the biggest reasons why I am into cars.
Yeah.
So yeah, that and like, even though everybody shits on it, Too Fast, Too Furious, like Tokyo Drift, those are like staples in like my childhood and like why I love cars so much.
For sure.
So yeah, I think I'll just go see it just because I have the nostalgic part to it.
Sure.
But I'm not like holding my breath for anything.
Yeah. This one to me has a potential to be really bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what they're doing with the weird John Cena thing. That being said, I mean, I'm in. Like, I'll see this thing too, especially because apparently Han's coming back.
Yeah,
really.
It's turning into like this, the Expendables of the car world.
Yeah, but what I've always found fascinating about it is that it kind of has proven that you can have a mostly multiracial cast nowadays and have still one of the biggest franchises of all time.
Yeah. And
that the old kind of argument against all of that kind of diversity is really fallen by the wayside in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because it's just still the biggest franchise I think going right now in a lot of dollar for dollar amounts.
It's massive.
Yeah.
And I think they plan on going to 10, don't they?
At least.
Like if you come to 9, you may as well just do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably watch it. I don't think I've seen the 8th one yet, to be honest with you guys.
8th one was not good.
It's not memorable. It's not memorable. Yeah, it's not memorable.
There's one good scene in it. There's one incredible scene in it.
Yeah.
Which is Jason Statham on the plane with the baby. But the rest of it is just kind of meh.
Incredible.
As someone who hasn't seen any of these movies, that Jason Statham on a plane with a baby sounds wild. Just out
You've
of
never
context.
seen
You haven't seen Fast and Furious?
None of them.
Oh
my God.
man.
None of them?
Mm-mm.
That's surprising. You would think
Holy
somebody your age though
shit.
would have at least seen like
I need a gasp effect.
maybe a Tokyo Drift.
Yeah.
If not, I would assume you'll have seen like Fast 5.
Fast 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, even the first one, Fast and, or not the first one, the fourth one, Fast and Furious.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because those
Well,
got to be
I'm
like
just-
2010ish,
Yeah.
2011. Yeah.
I'm just someone who they're already up to 9 movies plus 10 if you include Hobbs and Shaw. I would would not feel comfortable just watching F9. I would have to go back and watch F1. And so as these came out
The first one
and I
is-
became more aware of them, I was just like,
Uh-huh.
oh, that seems like a lot of work to go back to the first Fast and the Furious and work
Yeah.
my way up. So I just never have.
the first one. I would tell you the first one's gonna be worth your time, man. The first one's good.
First one's so
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
That'll get you hooked. The first one will get you hooked enough to at least watch the second one, and the second one objectively isn't really a good film.
The second one's camp as hell, but it's awesome.
It's great, but it's great.
It's so fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
From the opening scene, you'll be
Yeah.
sold on the second
Yeah.
one.
Tokyo Drift's great.
Tokyo Drift is fucking
That's
awesome.
the third one, right?
Yeah, Fast
Yeah.
and Furious is fine. Fast 5 I think is pretty good.
Yeah.
Fast 6 is fine. Furious 7 is awesome. That's
That's one Paul Walker. Passed away,
yeah.
right?
And
I've seen it.
then
That's the last one I've seen.
8's I don't think is good.
Mhm.
But yeah.
I used to have a
I'll
box
get to
set
them
that I can't
eventually.
find anymore. It was all of them inside of a wheel, like a
Oh, I
rim.
remember that one.
Yeah,
That's
That's
still
pretty cool.
it was sick.
I've got the Blu-rays actually in the room. You can borrow them if you want, Adam.
I think I got a couple steelbooks.
I might take you up on that.
yeah. That's dope, man. I rewatched the second one. I think I might have said
Well,
that
that-
maybe like 2 weeks ago or
I think
something.
you
When I
did.
brought that up.
Coincidentally, that
Incredible.
one, that's the one directed by John Singleton, who directed Boys in the Hood.
Ah,
So there we go.
Wild.
there we know. Funny. It's funny enough about that, Adam. That Cameron thing last week was hilarious.
That was
That
hilarious.
Cameron thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about that or what?
Yeah, sure. Go. You can go ahead and
Are you going to
All right,
explain the
well,
whole thing
yeah.
of the life in the simulation joke? That's not
I mean,
Nathaniel's
I
favorite
think the viewers
joke.
know- I think the viewers already know our little simulation joke, but it does keep happening. I had never really heard of Cameron before watching Paid in Full last week, and then for the first time ever, he just pops up on my Twitter feed, and I thought it was funny, and so I sent it in the group chat, and then the next day, Blake sent the same thing where Cameron popped up onto his feed again too. So
Yeah.
it was just really funny, and we were talking about how it's a simulation. And that's like all it is. That is short enough explanation for you, Nathaniel.
Yes.
There you go. M. Night Shyamalan's old trailer.
Old.
Very
Interesting.
old.
It looks
I got
wild.
some WandaVision vibes from
I'm
this guy.
sold. Dude.
I got the Ruins vibes
yes,
from this.
that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you two have seen that, or Tyler and Adam, I should say. But the Ruins, it's
It's a tourist horror.
yeah, right. These
Sure.
people they're stuck like on like this like Aztec temple type thing, right?
Mhm.
Is that,
Okay.
is that
Yeah,
what they're called,
yeah.
temples?
It's a group of kids on vacation in Mexico, and they
Yeah.
go out into the wilderness on a tour, and they no, that's not it. They go to find a guy's brother that's out at like this Aztec temple, and they get there, and then
They can't get off.
through certain events they cannot get off of the temple, and then the rest of the movie takes place on there. It's actually pretty good. I
No,
like
it's
it.
not bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not bad at all.
We can watch it. We can do one of those. We can do that one for an episode at some point too. But yeah,
But yeah, it's kind of very similar to that. This one I was sold on. It's got Alex Wolff in it. It's the same guy from Hereditary.
do you think it's something in the water, or do you think it's a creature that is like a microbe that's making them old or something like that?
I don't know, man.
Okay,
don't
let me
know
phrase it
either.
a different way.
Yeah.
Do you think it's science or do you think it's magic?
Magic.
I think
Okay.
knowing M. Night Shyamalan, it's some kind of supernatural shit. maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like get toxic waste or something like that.
Oh, okay. So that's what you're saying, as in like science. Of something
yeah,
of that
like
nature. Okay,
is it
right,
gonna be
right.
like a physical cause, or is it gonna be like magic? Like
Right,
it's
right,
like just like the demon well or something.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I
don't
have
know.
no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It looks cool though.
I'm
I don't know,
interested.
I'm
though.
interested.
I mean I'll give it a watch.
Yeah.
What was his last thing he did?
That's
Glass. I didn't.
Glass.
I didn't
I
watch
think it's on
Glass.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Glass. I've seen Split though. Split
Yeah.
was
Maybe
good.
I've seen Glass.
It's not bad.
I think I've seen them all.
I haven't seen Unbreakable.
I think I've seen them
I
all.
haven't.
That's the first one of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that either. I've
Some
only
people
seen
think it's
Split.
like his best movie.
Really
Yeah.
over 6/10.
Yeah. I mean they're crazy. I don't know if I agree with it.
Did
but
he
there,
do
there are
Signs?
people that think that he did.
Yeah,
do
he
Signs.
did Signs.
Yeah,
as
fucking
well,
Signs
yeah.
rules. Suck it.
You put Signs over Sixth Sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck yeah.
Hot take.
That's one of those. All right, I hear you. Let's move on to the next segment. Yeah, have you seen Signs, Adam? Or
I've
have you
not.
seen anything from M. Night?
I've seen Split. I
That's it.
think that might be it, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah, you said that was one of like your early horror films, I think, right?
Yeah, if you want to consider that one, it was one of them.
What do you think of Split?
Oh, I like it. I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
for sure.
Biggest thing for me was that it's got some weird directing choices and cinematography choices, which how they frame shots and stuff. I thought it was really interesting.
Oh, a kid takes one film
What is-
class. He's talking about framing of shots and stuff.
Oh my God. I knew this was coming eventually. I knew this was coming eventually. This movie, I will say, this
He's-
podcast is becoming less and less casual.
He's gonna drop a mise-en scene here. So.
That was our chapter this week.
Oh, well, there you go.
Right.
Yeah. Here, let's move on here. Falcon and the Winter Soldier trailer. This
Yes.
is like more of the same kind of things we've seen so far.
Yeah, do you think it's bad?
No,
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
saying that's bad, but there wasn't anything like new in this trailer that I was like.
Oh,
super
I see.
stoked
I think
for, but-
I don't know. I think it's revealed its tone a little bit. It seems to be
True,
going for
yeah,
more of a
yeah.
comedy feel than I was expecting, like with the kind of stare off and everything at the end.
Yeah,
and-
I definitely see that. Which I wouldn't have necessarily foreseen, but now that they've like hinted at it, I'd be like, that makes sense.
I think they do kind of want to pivot away from I think they want to establish that these guys aren't Captain America,
Yeah.
who's so prim and proper
Yeah.
all the time, and
Yeah.
they're going to be a little funkier, a little livelier,
Well, they
maybe a little
have-
sexier, if you know what I mean.
they have their little thing in what is that, Civil
War, yeah.
where they're like, he's my best friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could definitely see that there's like a comedy aspect to this.
I'm
for sure.
very interested in U.S. Agent, who is going to be like the government Captain America,
Yeah.
who's going to be played by Kurt Russell's kid. What's his name? Wyatt Russell, who I think you see him running out at the like Super Bowl party or like performance. You kind of catch the backside of him running out of there, and so it looks like he's kind of like a Captain America, but even like a American flag threw up on him instead
Yeah.
of like a tactical suit
Yeah.
kind of thing. So yeah, I'm interested, and this comes out like a week after WandaVision ends, so
Which
I'm
is
cool.
awesome.
really? Oh,
We
Yeah.
that's
can
awesome.
like we can
That's
just
great.
roll right into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they take WandaVision to Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then like very soon after, they have like 3 shows already for the rest of 2021. It's WandaVision to Falcon Winter Soldier, and after that, I think is let me see here. Miss Marvel is due out this year, and then Hawkeye, and also the animated What If series. All 3
Oh,
are
wow.
due out in 2021.
Yeah, I didn't know that was they were doing so many. That's cool though. I mean, it
Yeah.
justifies paying my monthly Disney Plus subscription rather than waiting a whole year between episodes of Mandalorian.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun to have
So
trailer
we'll-
talk this week.
I know. I love when we have trailer talk. It's unfortunate it doesn't happen more often.
Well, maybe it will with new things coming out.
We can only hope. But if there are not a lot of new things coming out, you do have your new to streaming to watch. even though
Ooh,
things
look at
are
that
still-
segue.
It is.
We're learning, man. We're learning. All right, this is gonna be your new to streaming for the week of February 7th through the 13th. To Netflix, we got iCarly seasons 1 and 2, baby.
Man,
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
While we're on that, then, iCarly or Zoe 101? What are you guys rocking with, man?
well, here's the thing.
iCarly.
Zoe 101.
Here's the thing. I mean, I was always more. I'm a little bit older than you guys, so I'm more Drake and Josh than I ever was iCarly.
Okay, fair enough.
I love
That's
Drake
fair.
and Josh.
That's fair.
So-
I would
Yeah,
put Drake and
but,
Josh
I mean,
over
that's-
iCarly.
I thought we were like these were like two more like female-esque or shows.
Sure, I
whereas,
gotcha.
like Drake and Josh totally
Yeah,
did.
Drake and Josh is.
I got
Josh.
you. I was just pivoting. I was pivoting
know.
off of what I was given there, man. Let me explain my thoughts a little bit. Let me elaborate here. But
brother.
were I forced to choose between the two, I would go iCarly because it was more similar to
Okay.
Drake and Josh.
Okay.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It was.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hug me, brother.
That show is really good.
That show's incredible.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's cool to throw iCarly on there. I mean, I probably won't watch it, to be honest, but
I was like the
might
brother in
honestly
that
throw up
show.
an episode or two.
what's the brother's name?
Jerry?
Spencer.
Spencer.
Spencer is definitely.
I don't know where it's
Jerry.
Jerry. Maybe that's the
definitely
actor's name.
correct.
Let's hope so. otherwise, I'm calling him Jerry
actually-
from now on.
I think you might be right. The actor's name might be.
Who is like, yeah, he's like Crazy Steve
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Drake and Josh.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find Jerry Trainer. Yeah.
Yes.
Hilarious.
That's his name.
Man,
That's his name.
IMDb brain coming in helpful there.
Wow.
Stupid.
All right. Also
What
coming
else
to
we got
Netflix,
on
you got
there?
War Dogs.
Yeah.
This is Miles
Miles
Teller.
Teller, baby.
Your boy.
What's
Friend of
good?
the show. Friend of the show, Miles Teller.
Patron
and,
saint of the
Jonah Hill.
podcast.
Yeah. Amazon Prime, you got nothing coming this week.
Wow.
Hulu, You're Next. Blake, have you seen
Ooh.
this?
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, that's actually that's a horror joint.
Oh man, if you
That's
haven't,
actually really good.
yeah, we should do that one soon.
yeah,
That's a fun
Okay.
one.
yeah. That's
I'll be down. We haven't done horror since October, so I'd be down to throw that up there soon.
Yeah, that one's got a. I think Adam will get a kick out of that one too. That's got a pretty good twist on it,
Yes.
opposed to kind of your standard horror tropes of like women in horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, you'll get a kick out of that one.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Who's the director of that?
I can't. It's either Adam Wingard or Ty West. I want to say. I'm gonna have
Do
to.
we know what else he's done?
If only
Um,
it's a YouTube, or sorry, if only it was a Google search away.
Yeah, he's done other good stuff too. He's
Adam Wingard.
God, I'm good.
What else has he done? I'm
He
gonna have to
did.
just-
He's done parts for VHS, but he's also did. He did the new Blair Witch as well, and then why do I want to say he did Death Note too, which was not good from what I understand. But
He
I'm
did.
clicking on
It
his
says- it
IMDb
says he
here.
did.
I'm pretty sure I've seen this.
he
I
did.
don't know why I can't remember.
Yeah, it's
He did Death Note, Blair Witch. Try to see what else here. He's
Yeah.
credited with Godzilla versus Kong.
Oh man.
Did he direct? Yeah, he's directing Godzilla versus Kong.
hey, well there you go.
Wow. Yeah.
Unreal.
Wow. All right.
But yeah, Tyler, you might have seen it. It's there's some people they're at a
It's a
Like a
it's a
dinner
home
party.
invasion.
nice dining. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
home
they're like a
invasion.
dinner party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, and some crazy stuff goes down.
You probably saw the trailer. Maybe.
Pretty sure I've seen it.
But
though.
if you've
fair enough.
seen
Yeah.
it, you're automatically gonna know off the mask of the intruders
Right.
because they're all
Right.
Yeah.
animals.
I remember hearing. I mean, I put this on the list because I was like, I think I know this movie, and I Googled it, and I was like, I've definitely seen the trailers and stuff for this
Yeah.
movie, and then I think it's one that you guys have talked about before, maybe. So I
We
was
probably
like, I
talked
gotta
about it on the High Tension episode at some
Yeah,
point.
for home intrusion
Yeah.
for sure.
What a great movie.
You know what's another good one is The Guest, which I think is also directed by Adam Wingard.
2014.
Yeah, with Dan Stevenson.
That is Adam Wingard.
Yeah, that's a really good one too. Where that's a guy comes home and claims to be a soldier, and I think he says that like one of the guys in his unit was this son of this family, and then like he goes to the family and then starts to kind of like ingratiate himself like with
It's
the
like being
family.
that son.
Yeah, not like being that son, but starting to like fill that role and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
starts to like kind of like try and get into their business and kind of thing. It was a good movie. If you've not seen that one,
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, for sure.
That's almost always streaming on something.
What else we got on there?
HBO Max. This is one I threw on there, but I'm almost positive none of you guys have seen it. Have you guys seen Genlock
I have not.
or heard of Genlock?
No.
I
Yeah.
have not.
This is you guys. Do you guys know Rooster Teeth?
Tyler said yes.
I said no.
Tyler,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Never mind.
Have you guys heard of Rooster Teeth?
Are they the ones that did the show?
Red versus Blue.
Sure.
What show are you referencing? Genlock? Yes, they
No,
made Genlock.
I had no idea. I just said the show and just hoped you filled in the blank.
Okay. Well, yeah, they're known most popular. Their most popular show is called Red versus Blue. It's a Halo show.
Gotcha.
They've gone on to do other projects and things that are kind of broken out of just video games and stuff. They have another anime called Ruby, which is pretty popular. And then this one is
that those one
another
that's
they-
spelled RWBY?
Yep.
Okay.
And then this is another popular one. This one actually has some good voice actors in it. They have Michael B. Jordan on as the lead, and then David Tennant's in the first season, and then one or two other relatively well-known celebrities are in it as well. It's actually pretty good. Animation is
Dakota
is good.
Fanning.
What'd you say?
Dakota Fanning.
Are you looking this up? 'Cause I
Yeah,
don't know
she's
off the
also in it. Yeah.
Okay, sure, yeah. It's honestly kind of a Evangelion.
Ooh.
It's
Theme.
definitely new animation, but there are definitely mechs involved.
Yes, yeah. It's mechs and stuff. So
It gives
worth
me
checking
like
out.
a
Animation
new
Max. I like
age.
it.
It's like Voltron mixed with Gundam.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be
Yeah.
interesting.
It's only one season right now, and it's coming to HBO Max. So
Man, remember, Tyler, did you ever watch the show Zoids?
Yeah.
I want them to bring that back. Zoids is awesome.
I'm not even
I-
familiar with that.
Zoids was
Yeah,
the
my
show where you piloted a Zoid, which was a mech, but it was a mech of an animal, and then
Typically like a lion or a tiger or some
Yeah.
kind of panther cat.
and
A
then
Zoid is essentially a large mechanical animal with designs being based on animals, including dinosaurs, insects, arachnids, and mythological
Sounds
creatures.
familiar. I might have to. see
but
if
then
I
they
can
would
find
fight,
it.
and it was like
Yeah.
Blake.
it was like a sports league that they would have all these different battles and stuff, and everyone had
That
these cool.
does.
Yeah, it was on like Cartoon Network in like
Yeah,
the
that was
early
definitely-
thousands.
But that also takes me to like I almost instantly thought of like Digimon.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
You know.
So yeah, same vein in
I
some
used
ways.
to have Zoids.
Really?
Yeah, they were like very intricate toys.
The coolest one I always thought was the girl that had the Velociraptor that was the sniper. That
Yeah.
she would turn around, put her claws like into the side of a cliff, and then its tail would straighten out, and it'd become this sniper rifle that she could shoot at people.
cool.
It was
Yeah.
awesome.
Wild.
Nathaniel, would you believe me if currently at a local Target you can go and buy Zoids Wild Blast Unleash for the Nintendo Switch?
No, I did not know this, but my mind
Yeah,
is
there's
blown.
a Nintendo Switch game called Zoids Wild Blast Unleash.
I can become a Zoid finally.
Yeah, about time.
All right, I think
Alright.
I've filled in there enough for us. Come on, boys.
Moving on. Also coming to HBO Max, you got Dunkirk. Fantastic movie. Please go see it if you have not. And then Judas and the Black Messiah. This is their film premiere. This will be coming out this Friday, the 12th. And
Yeah.
fun fact for you guys, it's going to be next week's episode.
A
That's gonna be
what?
released for next
Hey,
week. Yeah.
Just a quick sneak peek.
Do you have that gasp sound effect ready
Not
up,
yet.
Nathaniel? Yeah, so we'll be reviewing Judas and the Black Messiah, kind of continuing with our Black History Month theme, and also striking down a new release, which are hard to come by these days.
Yeah, apparently Little Things is not good.
It's
Good.
not good. I've been hearing good things about it.
Oh yeah. Oh well, controversy.
Mm.
Well, maybe we'll talk about that off the episode. But anyways,
Maybe.
yeah, this looks interesting. I have almost no idea.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a trailer for this. I don't even know who's in it, but I'm going in blind. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to tell you who's in it?
No.
Okay. Disney Plus. You got WandaVision episode 6.
I'm ready. I'm enjoying that show a lot. Are you? Are we just talking WandaVision? Or are we just going into? Blake said you're cool with this.
talk
You
about
guys are good to chat whatever you guys want to talk about.
All right, so spoilers if you don't want to have anything spoiled for WandaVision episode 6.
Go ahead, check the episode description. I'll put a little non-spoilers clearing for WandaVision.
Yeah, but I'm gonna play the theme, and then then we'll be in spoiler mode, and then I'll play the theme when we're back out of it. All right, here we go. All right, now we're back. We're in spoiler land.
Spoiler land.
So Pietro is back. How do you feel? And he's not. Not only that. He's Evan Peters. He's Pietro Peters.
Mm-hmm.
This is wild.
Pietros.
This was wild. So the obvious implication here is this is the first introduction of X-Men.
Correct.
In the MCU in some form. Interesting choice to bring back the X-Men Quicksilver instead of recasting him as someone else, and I think that's very smart. I think it's an interesting choice, but I think it's smart, and it will introduce more of the multiverse stuff that they're leading up to, and will inevitably get here. So I think it's good.
Yeah,
I like this a lot.
I remember somehow like getting this spoiled for me, but then completely forgetting. Just like fell out of my brain sometime in the wasteland of 2020. And then so like when it popped up and you saw the back of his head, the silver hair, I was like, oh, I wonder who that is. And then it came around the other side. I was like, son of a bitch. They've done it.
They did it.
But yeah, it was funny for us because we actually watched this episode and then realized that we had like another 30 minutes in a rewatch of Age of Ultron. Spoilers for what we're watching. Yeah. And so like as soon as the episode was over, we went and finished that, which features obviously the original MCU version of Pietro. So it kind of was a nice bookend for us on that. Definitely looking forward to where it goes in episode 6, though.
Yes, this show is getting better each week. And hopefully this is not peak.
Leah just walked into the apartment, by the way, listeners. So that's
it was a collective wave.
Yeah, we all just waved. Everyone say hi, Leah.
I think she's on the phone.
She is on the phone, but don't worry, we won't. We know you're saying hi.
I was
she knows
basically
you're
fist
saying
bumping.
hi.
I heard her keys go in the door, and
What is she doing at the offices, man?
she's always here. Yeah, she's
She runs us
yeah, she's
She's the-
basically the
Oh.
Pepper Potts of
of Back Row Banter.
Back Row Banter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's canon. We all knew that.
Ty, do you have anything to add on to this WandaVision talk?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Very, very surprised. Also very surprised that she is like she's aware of this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, she is
she's
now.
the driver behind
Right.
this whole town thing.
Yeah, I don't think she's the true villain here. I think she's being manipulated.
Yeah.
in some
Which is
way.
odd though, because she's Wanda. And
Right.
She's
Yeah.
usually somebody who manipulates others. So
Hey,
I could see it.
you're
I
getting
could see it.
dangerously close to a theme there, son.
uh-oh.
Have you been taking classes?
Uh-oh.
Have you been learning?
I took a film class once.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So
So you're taking off the training wheels now.
yeah, it's on. If Adam's in, we're in.
Less casual by the second, folks. Soon we're gonna have an educated podcast.
So yeah, it's really great. I'm having a lot of fun with it still. I'm very interested to see what happens with Vision because he is dead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think they're I'm interested that they are now really emphasizing Avengers connected to Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Like Captain Marvel and now Wanda with the Mind Gem as
Yeah.
well.
Mind
So
Stone.
I'm wondering if that's gonna pop up in more later, maybe in like Eternals or something like that.
Yeah.
And be kind of a bigger plot point.
Something or oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. That was very funny. I just silenced Adam with a look like Big Brother style. But no, I'll complete my thought and then you can speak, Adam.
Okay.
One of the things I kind of was a theory floated towards me was that Agnes, who is the played by Catherine Hahn, is creating situations that will age up the twins, so that she can steal them and then take them over and like use them against Wanda as like adult versions.
Interesting.
Because she's the one that finds the dead dog.
Yeah.
Today, and like they don't really know where the dog comes from either, and then it's just dead in her arms,
Right.
and then that's when the twins want to age up again, and then and when they got the dog originally was when they aged up the first time.
Yeah.
So that's a theory that I thought was kind of interesting. But-
Interesting. I was gonna say that I'm loving how they're bringing in so many characters from different Marvel movies.
Jimmy
So
Woo's
you have
MVP.
You have Jimmy Woo.
Yeah,
you
he's
have
incredible.
the daughter of the from Captain Marvel, and then you have the chick
Monica
from
Rambeau and Kat Dennings, Darcy from Thor.
yeah,
Mhm.
from Thor. So I that's just been really cool to see how they've been bringing in these side characters from all these movies and kind of bringing them together, and I like that a lot. Jimmy Woo and what's that actor's name?
Oh, Jimmy Woo. No, what is it? It's
Randall Park.
no, it's
Yes.
no. Who directed Quiet Place? John Krasinski.
Oh, okay. yeah. Did you see that?
Oh,
meme on
yeah.
Twitter?
Yeah, because
Yeah, that was
Randall
funny.
Park
Too
was
funny.
him in
There was an
when
episode
Jim's
where he played
Asian in
John
the
Krasinski.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the tweet where it was like hosting SNL and an episode of WandaVision in 1 week. It's been a hell of a week for John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. Yeah,
All right, are we out of WandaVision spoilers here?
I
Yep.
think so.
Get on out.
Welcome back.
Hey, Blake.
Welcome back.
All right, now we're good.
What we're watching.
Yeah,
Well,
you
we're
guys can
watching
kick it off.
Nathaniel and Ty. What are you guys watching besides WandaVision?
I think Nathaniel has more of a list here that I can just tag on to. Honestly, the only thing that I've been watching is Friends, and then everything else that's been of note. I think is probably what Nathaniel watched as well.
Yeah, I watched. I think the only other one that I didn't was this one, which was You're Never Really Here, or You Were Never Really Here, with Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, I did walk through some of this.
Yeah. So that came out, I think, 2 years ago. I want to say now, maybe.
was that?
It's a story about a guy.
2017.
Sorry,
2017.
2017. It tells the story of a guy he's a veteran. And his job is that he tracks down missing girls and basically either kills or beats the shit out of the guys that are tracking
Okay.
captor or holding them captive. Excuse me,
Right.
capturing. That's a weird word. And then it kind of goes on like it's a day in the life of him and kind of what his job is like, and then he gets a kind of a big case that he starts to track down. But it's told. It sounds like this crazy action, almost Taken style story, but it's told and directed in this very art house, abstract, almost visceral kind of way. It's directed by Lynn Ramsey, who's probably most well known for We Need to Talk About Kevin, which is like kind of known in film circles as one of the most harrowing, kind of searing movies of the last probably 10 years or so.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is her follow-up to that. But it was really interesting. It drug a little bit for me. It was in some areas the storytelling style kind of got a little bit monotonous for me, but the overall story and the way that it was told and kind of the areas it focused on in this kind of classic revenge style story was really interesting and kind of new and innovative for me. So definitely a recommend. But it's on Amazon Prime if anyone wants to check it out. But good.
Gotcha.
And if you just like Joaquin Phoenix, it's a great Joaquin Phoenix performance. So
Right.
Swell guy.
Yeah, awesome, dude. We watched WandaVision, touched on that earlier.
Yep.
We started Ted Lasso,
We did.
which has been one of the true joys that we've discovered. It's
Yeah,
similar
it's really been great.
similar to when we found Harley Quinn, I think. in
Yeah.
that kind of vibe.
I don't think we're as vicious with it as we were with
No.
Harley Quinn.
No, I think we've been doing well in that we're pacing ourselves with it
Yeah.
in some way.
But yeah, it's a blast. It's really fun. It's a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, if you don't know, Ted Lasso is the story. It's Jason Sudeikis is the show. It's a new show. It's on Apple TV Plus. You have to get it on Apple TV or however you can find it. But basically, he's a American football coach who then goes to coach for one of the teams in England's Premier League soccer, and so he's just incredibly nice. Basically, and he's played by Jason Sudeikis. It's actually based off a commercial that they did like 10 years ago, where he played a similar character, but now they've just turned it into the show. And so it's this really kind of fish out of water,
Right.
sports thing. It's basically, it kind of turns into a major league scenario where the owner of the football team wants the team to do badly because she got the team in the divorce from her ex-husband, who was just terrible. So she's trying to tank the team, and so she brings Ted in, who's going to be this huge failure, but kind of tells his story of what he's going to do and how things are going to go. Yeah, but it's great. It's really funny.
It
It's
is really
sweet.
funny. Yeah,
Couple of legitimately laugh out loud moments
100%.
in the first couple episodes that Tyler and I were both just really crying at in
Yeah.
some ways.
What was the name of that one again?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. And what was that
And
on?
it's a show.
Yeah, it's on Apple TV Plus.
Apple TV.
But then so we also watched Age of Ultron, as we were talking
Yep.
about
Okay.
earlier. One of the Marvel movies I think I've seen least since I
That's
came
the
off
second
board.
Avengers, right?
Yeah. But and not one that I enjoy all of the time, but this time that we watched it, I did enjoy it. I
I
think
think it.
I love Age of Ultron.
I have a complicated
Yeah.
relationship with that movie.
Yeah.
Is that
I
the
don't know
film where they,
why.
introduced
I also
Vision?
really
Yes.
like
Yeah.
Age of Ultron.
That's one of the big reasons why I like it. Because
Okay.
Vision is
I love Vision.
A pinnacle point in Avengers, and the concept of him from Tony Stark is very big. And so it was really cool when they introduced this. This is like one of my favorite like villain for heroes
Yeah.
that I've consistently read about.
Yeah.
Other than like the Mandarin and Whiplash for Iron Man, this is like his other like big one.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was really excited about this. I love this movie. I think this is when they really start to kind of introduce a lot of the Marvel humor that we're kind of used to. It's not, after Iron Man, there was some humor in those, but like the first couple Iron Men, it was pretty serious notes. They weren't like super
Yeah.
laughable moments, and then they started introducing like Guardians and stuff that's
Sure,
a lot
yeah.
more comedy based. But yeah, I'm a really big fan of Age of Ultron, so I was really happy that we watched this.
I like
I.
Age of
Okay.
Ultron in a vacuum. Sorry, Adam.
You're right.
I like Age of Ultron in a vacuum, like by itself. There's things in it that I don't enjoy, but then it's when you tell it in the story of the larger Marvel universe where it doesn't quite fit, because it seems like there's characters in there that have learned lessons. Like Iron Man has learned lessons from his own stories.
Yeah.
That's all of a sudden just don't apply to that story. Like
Sure.
his motivations are all strange, and it's this similar to a couple different other characters in there. And I think that's just part of the growing the universe and everything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
Joss Whedon had a very difficult experience directing this movie, and I think that you can tell that too. But at the same time, like you said, it does have a weird place in my heart.
Sure.
So yeah, that's
There was so much hype around Age of Ultron. when
that's
it
the other
came
thing
out.
too. Yeah, and it was never as dark as I think the trailers kind of suggested it was going to be, and
Yeah.
that was another one of my
Yeah.
kind of big issues with it. But
I think
do you want
I
to talk
think it
about
got a
the
lot of
item?
hate that it probably didn't. I not necessarily didn't deserve, but I think people hate it more than they really should. I think it overall is a fine movie. I like it.
Like
Sure,
Iron Man
more than
3.
most. Like Iron Man 3. Yeah, I would say the same kind of category.
Is Age of Ultron the MCU film where they have the really good scene where they're all kind of around drinking and they're trying to pick up
Yes, Thor's hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie's not too bad.
And then
Now
like
that I'm
halfway,
starting to think about it out loud.
Yeah, and then like towards the end, Vision just picks it up and just like throws it at him.
Yeah, that's great, and I love Vision, and
Yeah.
I think like I said, those parts in a vacuum, I really like that movie.
For
but
sure.
It's when the kind of the overall side of things that I lose it. But yeah, so other than that, we also watched Jurassic Park.
We did. It was
Is
fucking
that the
awesome.
OG
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
the
year is
original.
that?
Yeah.
What's up?
What year is that?
93.
Yeah, 93.
Yeah.
But man, it's probably my favorite.
Fucking spectacular. like it still holds up. It still makes me feel like I'm a little fucking kid. I still get like jump scares sometimes.
Yeah.
From start to finish, peak to valley, this thing is it's fucking perfect.
Like
I love it so much.
I say that A Knight's Tale is my favorite movie of all time. Like that's my favorite movie of all time.
As like an adult.
No, just as it like after I've attained consciousness. Like I'm pretty sure I saw Jurassic Park like before I could actually form real thoughts, and it is just imprinted in my soul
100%.
at this point.
Yeah.
And I love this movie so much.
It's so good. The realisticness of the puppets,
everything about it, the way Spielberg shot it, from the
the way
performances,
the light is, so it doesn't like look like a robot.
the writing, so that is set up in a way so that you are never felt like, oh my god, I'm just getting exposition dumped onto me. It's so natural how you feel it. You experience it with the characters. There's one glaring continuity issue in it that I find hilarious, but other than that, like it's a perfect movie in my brain.
Yeah. I could find nothing wrong with this film at all.
Adam, have you seen it?
Yes, I have. I was going to make a joke.
I was holding my breath. I was like, if he says no here, I might walk out.
Jurassic Park. No, I have seen Jurassic Park. I don't know. I think I've seen the sequels, but not in a very long time.
Did you like the what's the correct word? Not remakes, reboots.
Yeah,
I guess. Did you like those?
Jurassic World.
Yeah.
They were cool. Yeah,
I like them both. Actually,
Yeah.
I kind of love too, because it's just
Really?
bad shit.
yeah.
And I love that it turns into a gothic haunted house story in the
With
last
the
minute.
dinosaurs.
Yeah,
And
it's
Chris Pratt's so fucking good in these.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree with that in some ways. They know what to do with him.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's perfect for this.
Sure. Yeah, I'll go with that. The Jurassic Park's always been more, visuals in some ways over story anyways.
Yeah.
That being said, yeah, I love Jurassic World too. I think it's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the saddest scenes ever is when they have the cut, or they have the shot from the boat as all.
I don't want to
the
talk about it.
dinosaurs- yeah,
Yeah, that one dinosaur gets engulfed in flames.
Yeah, the Brontosaurus.
yeah, they all have to, like, jump,
Brachiosaurus.
oh man, they all have to jump off the side or like get enveloped.
I don't want to talk about it, Adam.
You're the one who loves this movie, Nathaniel.
True.
I'm not the one promoting it.
True, and I'm allowed to love it and be sad with
True.
it and not want to talk about it.
True.
Yeah. Did you get to anything else? Or
No, that was it. That was
Yeah.
it for me.
I think that was. I didn't really get.
I've been reading a lot of Dragon Ball Z as well, so I'm almost out of that. I'm on the Boo saga now, so
Gotcha.
Incredible. Probably my favorite saga.
yeah. I've. It's funny how much I've enjoyed this one because it was getting to be a slog around the Cell saga. Actually, it was more the Frieza saga that I was like, man, like this is tough to get into because it's just so nonstop.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you get into the kind of Cell saga or the Boo saga, you get a little bit of like a drawback and a time jump, and I like it a lot more now. So, I'll actually probably finish that this week, and then I think I'm actually gonna read Dragon Ball Super too.
Lit.
But yeah, other than that, I don't think we really had anything, to be honest with you. A lot of YouTube, a lot of Nick Merckx, a lot of Tim the Tatman.
Yeah, we actually got to game a couple more times this week. I streamed.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If that gives you
I
any
didn't do that.
context.
Yeah, we
So-
got a whole 4,000 viewers.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
dude, it was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, killer
Yeah?
stream. We didn't win once. Tough day in the office, but we got a dub last night.
Yeah.
Was that last night? 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
Still riding high.
Yeah.
Not bad.
What'd you
All right,
guys get up to?
Nathaniel. Yeah. Is that you guys both done, or Tyler? Do you have anything to add?
No, I really. If I think of some, I'll let you guys know. But I really don't think I have
All
anything
right.
else.
Blake, go ahead, man.
I didn't have much. I had a pretty long list for my standards last week. This week didn't really have too much going on. Kept watching Batman Beyond. That's kind of my late night show. That's really good, man. The animation looks
Fuck
good.
yeah.
Just seeing
Still holds
that
up, huh?
suit is just awesome.
Yeah.
It just takes me back to being a child, you know. So
Is that on HBO Max that we were watching that on?
it is, yeah.
Okay.
It's HBO Max.
Yeah.
And then actually, so I think it was last week we mentioned that Hellfest was going to be on Netflix.
Yes. Did
so
you,
I ended up
did
watching
you get in that?
Yeah, I ended up watching it. Just kind of have like a shits and giggles horror movie because I knew it wasn't really going to be too good.
Sure.
I don't care for it now. Yeah, but it's like you said, you kind of get in the mood of like, I'll watch a pretty shitty horror movie. You know what I mean? And like, so I knew what I was signing up for when I watched it. So yeah, it's good. They end up going to a festival that is it almost seems like a Six Flags, like
like Fright Fest?
Yeah, right. But the festival travels countrywide.
I'm kind of okay. I'm kind of in. Like
It's like a fair.
So
yeah, right.
there was this. I'm sorry. I'm derailing again. But you
Tangent.
finish. Yeah, you finish your
no
summary there.
doubt. We'll jump you in. So yeah, so that festival is going around, right? So now it's stopped at their city.
Sure.
So it's like some college friends like, hey, let's go, and they end up getting there, and you kind of got to go through the amusement park. And the more layers you go into,
Sure.
the more scary it can get, right? Where people are allowed to touch you.
Gotcha.
And use props and things of that nature. Yeah, that's the premise of it.
So it's not so much like people go on the rides and they get killed there. It's more like it's like a haunted house. It's
a slasher.
It's that urban legend of like it's a haunted house that goes too far kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a damn near slasher.
Gotcha.
Right? So they're not dying. It's not like the.
Are they trying to get through the park and like towards the end of it? Like why do they keep going in?
That's actually a really good question. It seems like they just kind of want to complete it just because the final level of the park, I think it's called like hell or something like that. But that's also your way out, or you could probably just go out the way you came.
Okay.
But it is a horror movie. Nobody makes any sound decisions.
Sure,
at
of
all.
course.
You know, it's one of those movies. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, hey, let's break apart and search separately.
Yeah,
you know
of course.
what I mean? So, yeah.
We could cover more ground if we split up.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo slasher.
Yeah, right. So it's it. But I mean, there's a few funny kills in there. But
There was I'm going back now. There was a Goosebumps book where that was like that genre, I guess, if you want to call it, or that little subgenre of the haunted amusement park that I used to love as a kid that I would read all the time. But then there was also an arcade game called Carnival, and it was like that exact plot where there's this traveling carnival that would like go around and then set down somewhere, and you would go to the carnival, and then like each ride had like a bunch of clown zombies on it, and it was like a shooter arcade game. But I was obsessed with that game, but I was always too scared to play it because I was just afraid of the clowns basically.
Right.
So it's just burned in my memory now every time I think of it, every time I come across like that little subgenre, I think of that game. But I might check that out now.
Let me ask you guys this then, just kind of for a quick laugh. Knowing that the film it involves around an amusement park, do you think there were clowns?
No. Because I don't think clown, I think amusement park. I think clown, I think circus. But I think like mascot, and maybe that's a clown. I think like I would think clown in amusement park because of Zombieland.
That's valid.
There
was
they
a clown,
probably
though.
put clowns in there.
Yeah.
Are there clowns?
Sure.
Yeah.
My little sister fucking hates
Mhm.
clowns.
I
And
think
she
you mentioned-
regularly listens to our podcast. So, Sam,
Really?
Sorry.
I
Sam.
apologize.
Yeah.
Well,
we should have given you a clown
Yeah,
spoiler
in
warning.
her defense, though, I mean, the clown in this, it's literally just, he has no outcome on anything. It's just like one of the amusement park workers they run into. But then every amusement park they run into, like, well, is this guy the killer? It's just a really bad movie. But a few laughs in there. Somebody's actually in there from, if you guys ever watched the Scream TV series,
Yes.
and I can't pull the name. I have to pull it up right now.
I liked that series, actually.
No, the first 2 seasons,
Yeah, I didn't watch the third.
I believe, were actually pretty good. Yeah.
For what?
Scream, the TV series.
Never watched it.
It was on MTV. It was actually pretty good.
Interesting. I still remember MTV as like music videos.
Yeah, I know.
And then it turned into like the challenge.
Yeah, that's my era right there.
Yeah. Now it's whatever it is today.
Drawing a blank. Funny thing on the MTV, I actually saw
Next.
a clip.
Or was that VH1?
I think it was VH1.
No, I think Next is MTV.
It might have been.
They had Room Raiders.
Parental
Hilarious.
Control.
Yeah.
Parental
So-
Control.
Yeah, those dating shows are so fucking stupid.
Yeah, so this goes all more
I've
to
seen every episode.
yeah. So this goes more to something I saw where they showed like their air schedule for the next like 10 days, and like Ridiculousness is on there like 87%.
Oh
That's
my
so
God.
fucking
It's
funny.
gross. Yeah, and people are like, dude, there's so many other shows that like you could put on here that people would watch, like your Next, your
Robin Big
your
though.
Room Raiders,
Robin Big was
Robin Big.
great.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And they don't air any of that, dude.
that's crazy.
They're missing out.
I knew a girl that was on Parental Control.
Really?
That's hilarious.
Turns out that's not their real parents. They're just
so fucking
they're
funny.
just actors that just showed
The whole
up.
thing is just
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And they
Incredible.
they went up to her and they're like, "This is gonna be your role, and you're gonna be man. We're never getting sponsored by MTV either." But they're like, "You're gonna be the nerdy girl, or like you're gonna be the slut," and then like they're just like, "You have to go and just play that role, basically."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then it was
That's incredible.
just never really a thing.
Wow.
Unreal.
But anyways, now that we've torn the curtain off MTV's dating shows from the mid-thousands,
Yeah, that's all. That's it on my end. What did you watch anything, Adam?
Man, I got quite a list. I'm gonna try to hurry through this because we're running a little late on time
Long.
here, guys. And we have
A little
to get
long.
into
Yeah, we're getting-
we're at 105 here on the show timer, not even just the recording timer. So we're already past an hour. Yeah. So
Hot dog.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This was my first watch for my film class. Absolutely loved it. This was kind of right up my alley. I love
Michel
Louis
Gondry.
Was that the? Oh yeah, that was the director, right?
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's
Really
in that, right?
interesting. We talked a lot about the theme for I guess it was last week. It was narrative, so the narrative structure of the film and how they introduced kind of almost the end of the film at the beginning a little bit. So really cool. I really liked it. Attack on Titan, absolutely grinded that show this weekend. I watched about a season's worth. I'm pretty much caught up. I have one episode left because one came. I caught up yesterday morning, and then the new episode came out at 2:45.
Oh,
so
you're actually
technically, yeah, I'm caught up to season 4 episode. I think we're on episode 9 now.
yeah, because we haven't watched any of the new stuff.
No.
It's incredible. I highly recommend you guys get in.
Is
on
it in
it.
dub?
It's not dub yet. So if you guys are waiting for dub, then don't. But
That was what I think the issue was.
okay. Yeah, dude, this show, holy crap. I hit season 3 and then they finally started explaining things that because the whole time for first 2 seasons you still don't know the whole premise of the show.
You
really,
don't
and what's
find
going
out
on.
until season
To the end
4.
of to the end of season 3.
Oh,
Yeah,
so-
really
yeah.
to the end of season 3, and then season 4 it fills in some gaps and some questions you may have had at the end of season 3, but for the most part everything gets explained towards the end of season 3, and it is incredible. And then season 4 kicks off, and really just so good. The action that's been going on so far has been some of
Nice.
the best of the series. So I highly recommend if you Ty and Nathaniel, if you guys can watch the sub or okay with that, I think you guys would really like watching this. But if you guys want to wait, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Another week, another viewing of Your Name.
Unreal.
Wow, man, that's got to be like what 5, 6 for you.
Probably 6, I think. I don't know. I just love
Why
that movie
this
so much.
time?
I've yet to actually seen the sub. I've only watched
Oh.
the dub,
Okay.
so I need to watch the sub at some point. But every time I watch it with other people and show it to them, they just want to watch the dub. This
Oh,
is
that makes
another
sense.
case where
Sure.
another anime junkie in my house wanted to watch it and hadn't seen it in any of the other viewings that I've had here yet. So we put it on again, and a bunch of us rewatched it. But it's such a good movie. So
yeah,
well
it's
done.
great.
The last few things are Big Bang Theory. I mean, there's not much to say there. Just been continuing to watch that. WandaVision, we already talked about that. And I got around to Civil War this week. Captain America Civil War.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the
sorry,
documentary.
No, Captain America Civil War. Because after I had my buddy over, who his name's Noah. not my old roommate.
Son of a
Noah.
bitch.
I remember.
But there's 3 Noahs in my fraternity. Not the Noah you guys are talking about, but my other buddy Noah. He came over, and we watched episode would have been 5 of WandaVision,
Sure.
and then right after started Civil War, because we were like, we kind of want to keep watching some Marvel stuff, and we decided on Civil War. Great movie, love it.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
of
not bad, man.
my top three Marvel movies for me for sure. Maybe number 1.
Ooh.
Wow. I think a lot of people think that, though.
Yeah, that movie's great.
What's your guys' top 3?
We don't have time for this.
No.
Yeah, we do
We don't
not.
have time
We'll-
for
we'll
this.
save it.
All right. Let's get into the main segment here, guys. Nathaniel, would you like to introduce the segment for those who are new to the show or maybe just forgot?
Yeah, introducing the segment Speed Round. Basically,
All right.
we're going to talk about the movie a little bit and without doing spoilers, and then we're going to talk about the movie doing spoilers, and we're going to give more of our thoughts, and then anyone who didn't want to get spoiled can come back to see where it ranks on our movie list.
Entropy list.
Our entropy list of everything that we've watched on the show so far. Speed round done.
Wow, that was fast. I was not even prepared. I was like checking my phone. I was like taking a sip of water. This usually goes on for a minute or two, and here we are. Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood. There's no I.
Yeah, so we were talking about this off pod. We thought the song probably came out before the movie, and we were right.
Easy song.
Yes.
Yeah.
So 1991, directed by John Singleton. It was his debut movie. He wrote it as well, starring Ice Cube, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Lawrence Fishburne, as well as Maurice Chestnut.
Yep.
And a couple of the ladies, too. Neil Long, Regina King,
Yep. Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Yep. What is that? Pulling up the IMDb on there. So if you wanted the IMDb summary, it goes a little bit like this. Once it's pulled up on my iPad,
I got it if you want it.
go for it, man.
Follows the lives of 3 young males living in the Crenshaw ghetto of Los Angeles, dissecting questions of race, relationships, violence, and future prospects.
Yeah, about sums it up.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
How are we feeling about that IMDb summary?
That's obviously that's a pretty academic
Yeah.
summary, I would say. But it basically follows the story of Trey, who is we first meet as a child, and his kind of family and friends, and growing up in the South LA neighborhoods in the. When was this? The 80s? Or when is it set? I know it came out in the 90s, but when
I
is
think
it
it's
set?
it's set in the 90s because there's a
Set in
line
the
at
year it
some
came
point.
out.
Yeah,
pretty
I'm
sure.
'cause there's a line at some point where Lawrence Fishburne goes, "This is the 90s. We don't have to worry about our own people anymore."
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically Trey when he's a little bit younger than Trey when he's just about to graduate high school, and kind of what that entails, and what life is like down there in the hood. So, what are you guys' initial thoughts, I suppose?
Well,
who was this first time for?
Is this your first time?
It was my first time.
Okay, so you two can go first.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Me and Tyler have seen it.
Yeah, I guess for me, this had been one of those kind of, as Blake has said before, kind of like those seminal black culture films.
Sure.
The one that I had definitely not caught. Well, we were kind of talking off pod how Tyler's, or was that on pod? I don't know. But Tyler's seen kind of had more exposure to that genre than maybe the average viewer. I definitely have not. So it's been interesting to kind of go on this kind of Black history kind of run that we've been going on here as well, and catch these on. I enjoyed this movie. I think I actually liked this already more than Paid in Full.
Yeah.
You can tell like why it is obviously kind of elevated to the status that it is. Lawrence Fishburne's great. Cuba Gooding Jr. is good. I think he's a little bit one note in some spaces for me, but he's very much clearly the kind of stand-in for John Singleton, the director, in a lot of ways. You can kind of tell this is a lived-in world, and it felt world. It feels just so natural, and it gives you such a sense of tone and space and setting that
It kind of feels like they just straight up like put a camera and started following events in South LA.
Yeah,
Like, that's how
it
fleshed out it feels.
yeah, it's dedication to its realism or its naturalism is next level. I want to say, and really, really moving piece for me overall.
Yeah.
But
Good.
Adam, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, very similar. I don't know if it tops Paid in Full for me. Just because there's some things about that movie that I really, really liked, and this had some similar themes, but also a different kind of overall message to it. But I still really liked it. Acting was good. Lawrence Fishburne, I always like showing up in kind of roles I'm not expecting to be, and I just didn't know he was in this movie, so he showed up, and I was like, oh, love that guy. He was good in it.
That's Morpheus.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is,
Yeah.
he hasn't even seen the Matrix films. Right?
I have.
Have you?
No,
Oh,
I have. I
okay,
saw
okay,
the I saw the
okay.
first one. I saw the first one.
What's
I
that?
just
Heart
haven't
attack.
I think it was off our recommendation, though, if I remember right.
seen it.
That
It
was
was.
from.
That's why you guys were giving me a hard time. How
Okay.
I've never seen the Matrix, and then I went and
The
I
good
went and
old
watched
days.
it because you guys basically made me.
Yeah,
so.
I think if I remember right, I rewatched it and came in and was like, "Hey guys, the Matrix still holds up," and Adam was like, "I've never seen the Matrix," and then we bullied him incessantly.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, that's basically
Bullying
how it
works,
went.
guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But it worked. Yeah, the story goes places where I was not expecting it to, and it really
sure.
really got me towards the end. And I think it overall has a really good message that we can talk about a little bit more in spoilers. But thumbs up and definitely recommend for me.
Yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, I would thumbs up it as well. You know, like I said, this is kind of that stuff that's kind of cemented just in the black culture of those movies you grow up watching. This is probably more widely known than Paid in Full.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
For Nathaniel's point, a lot of people probably would say this is the better film opposed to Paid in Full. I would probably bet. But yeah, I still like it. This one is a little longer, I think.
Yeah, it might be.
It's a little
Slightly.
you can tell it's definitely just in two different time periods as well, where you can
Yeah.
see the Paid in Full is a little bit more modern. So I think that's why some younger people probably might gear to that more.
Yeah, I think Paid in Full does in some ways feel like a little bit of a slicker, sexier update of this movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this movie you definitely put it on. It's like, oh, this looks like it was almost like made in the 80s.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know
I
what
mean,
I
it
mean? 'Cause
basically
came out
was
in
91. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of tell how dated is that. But the cast is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, man. There's a lot of good shots I like. There's a lot of good scenes that are always like iconic. We can kind of get into those come spoiler alerts. But that's about my 2 cents.
Yeah. I think for me,
Ty?
I'm there too. Yeah, Ty,
Yeah.
I know you're sitting.
Yeah, big recommend for me. I was telling these guys earlier off pod that I don't know why, but I just seemingly got into this kind of culture for these movies from the black community, and I always really just vibe with it, and this was one of those ones that I saw at a younger age. Excuse me. And yeah, it was just I've seen this countless times, and it's just definitely one of those really good ones for me. Like you guys said, there's a lot of good scenes here. There's a big message behind it, especially coming from Furious's aspect. But yeah, we can definitely get into that stuff. Big recommend, thumbs up.
Cool. All right, I think we're gonna head into spoilers here. So if you do not want to Boys in the Hood spoiled for you, go ahead and check the episode description where I will give you the timestamp to go to. That will take you to our ranking upon the entropy list. But until then, spoiler time. Nathaniel?
Spoiler warning.
Little spooky spoilers this time.
That's
huh?
right. So yeah, I mean, as we kind of follow Trey into adulthood, you see the kind of world around him evolve, and you get the evolution of Ricky, and the story follows him as he tries to get into the college into USC to play football. We kind of get his story for a little bit. Doughboy has gone to jail and now is back out of jail. A large part of it is kind of his introduction back into his family and society and everything with that, and kind of him being the one with the gang ties and how that ties into the kind of conclusion of the story. And then Trey, as we see him kind of grow in his pursuit of Brandy is her name, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And kind of their relationship grow and what he's going to try and do to go to college where he's, not playing football and relying on academics, I guess, to kind of move on to. And kind of the culmination is that in a night out on the town, Ricky bumps into a rival gang who then postures up towards each other, which then kind of evolves the next day where they come across Ricky and Trey on the side of the road. Ricky is then shot and killed by the gang as retribution, basically. And then Trey goes home, has a final conversation with Julius, gets in the car with Doughboy and his crew, go and track down the members that have killed Ricky. And then along the way, Trey actually makes the decision to get out. And then Doughboy basically continues the hit, takes revenge on the gang, and then the final cards are Doughboy is killed 2 weeks later. Trey and Brandy go to separate colleges, and I think
but they are close.
Yeah, but they're close to each other and are together, I think, still. I don't know if there was another one after that.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It was just basically it says Doughboy buried his brother.
Oh yeah, that's
2 weeks
what it
later he was married.
killed.
Yeah, so, or murdered. Yeah,
Opposite.
Whoops.
Nathaniel, did you say Julius? He talks to Julius?
Who?
You said Trey goes home and talks to Julius. Did you mean Furious, or did you?
I
say
did.
Furious
Yes.
and
Yeah.
heard-
Yeah. No, I probably meant I probably said Julius and meant Furious. I'm
Okay.
sorry. Yeah.
I was a little confused for a second.
Fucking
that's
awesome
his,
name.
That's his dad.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So they've got that classic scene where he's in there kind of talking to him about that. But yeah, guys, I mean, the obviously the most iconic scene in this movie is we're in spoilers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The
We're in
most
spoilers.
iconic scene
We
is
gave
obviously when Ricky's shot, right? That's
Sure.
like the
Yeah.
iconic takeaway
Yeah.
in this movie that everybody
That was
talks about
fucking
countless times.
heartbreaking, man.
Yeah.
It's the SAT scores for me.
Exactly.
Afterwards,
Yeah,
where the mom picks
yeah.
up the opens the SAT scores. And
For
sees
me,
it.
it's
got
when,
10
when
points
Brandy's
above
getting in
what
the
he
house.
needed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's that when Brandy's screaming in the yard.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Furious just gets home
Oh,
and
sure,
they meet
sure.
in the street.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. So that's the big takeaway most people would have from this one. But yeah, it's good, man. It's just a story that there's many levels to the story. I mean, it just kind of goes on to touch about how people say there's only so many avenues out of the black community, right? Like some people end up being gang members, right? Some people end up trying to play sports. Obviously, we've gone further in society. We know those aren't necessarily the only ways, but that's just kind of what this movie hounds on, because that's really all there was in
the 90s.
89,
Yeah.
91 when this
Yep.
movie's made. Lawrence Fishburne even goes, and it shows how helpful it can be to somebody to have or for a black son to have a male father figure. Because it almost alludes that Trey's the only person who has a father figure.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
for the
he
most
said all
part.
your little friends don't have that.
Yeah,
In the
you
beginning,
know.
yeah.
And I found the fact that he went to the army and is anti-army to be fascinating in that way too.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any info on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was such an interesting character choice in which he implies that the army is what gave him the ability to take responsibility and become a man in his own words. And then is the lesson that he passes down to his son, but he complicates it with that thing of, once you go to the army's no place for a black man, and once you go there, you're their guy, or you're the government's man, you're not your man anymore, and that kind of thing. And I thought that was really an interesting writing choice and character development on his part overall. But that just speaks to, again, the level of depth that this movie goes to, and how interwoven everything is together. The writing is really excellent in a lot of this too. A lot of really done scenes, a lot of really well shot scenes. You can kind of see Singleton get more confident in his shot choice as the movie progresses, which I think is a really interesting. Like, at the beginning, it's a lot of kind of just wide framing, seeing everyone in picture and everything,
Sure.
and then later you get the kind of more interesting close-ups.
Yeah.
And more.
Wow,
style
Nathaniel gets his
choice.
master's in film and starts throwing terms like framing around. How
Yeah.
convenient.
Lol.
That's what they give it. Once you get the masters, they actually just hand you the paper that
Okay.
says, "Here's the list of things that you can."
You're
talk
allowed
about." Right. But yeah, it's just a great movie for me, and I just like I said, the thing that I take away from this is just the vibrancy of the setting and how it's set in the hood by its own title, but how it portrays the hood as this living, vibrant community that is so interwoven and just as deep and just as caring and just as emotional as any other community, but just obviously facing much more challenges than a lot of other places would too.
Sure.
But yeah,
I think my favorite scene is Lawrence Fishburne doing his kind of monologue in front of the billboard.
the gentrification
Yeah.
scene. Yeah, I love that.
That's
Yeah, I think it's just really cool. You see like the community come around, and then you kind of see like the older guy blame like the younger community, and then he's like, "We don't like need any of that." And he brings up those theories and like they're very good things that have been brought up in the world that people are like, a little bit more asking questions around. But like, why is there a gun store in every community, or on every corner in the black community? Same reason there's a liquor store on every corner. So it raises a lot of questions, especially at that time.
For sure.
So yeah, I love it. I think it still holds up. I think the acting was really great. I will definitely agree with Nathaniel that Cuba Gooding Jr. does seem a little one note sometimes. You don't technically see a whole lot of emotions out of him. I think one of the other important scenes too is when the black cop has his gun on him and he starts crying.
Yeah.
It's crazy to see that too, man.
The self-hating black cop.
Yeah, and I think maybe that's kind of going back to your point about the army.
Sure.
What Furious might be afraid of, and he brings it up before at another point, but it's the African American community that's killing the African American community at that time, and it's crazy that you find the cops that are like that, especially at that time.
Yeah,
Wild.
and I guess that's the ultimate version of the government man that he's like alluding to when he's talking to Trey and everything. Yeah, look, the answers are right there in the text, folks. What is it? Isn't that crazy?
I thought the black cop dynamic I think was fantastic. I think that just having that choice of having putting that in the movie as seeing you're trying to unify this black community kind of, and then you have someone who has gotten out of that but is continuing to oppress it almost. I think that was just a really interesting choice to put that in there and then also keep that officer black. I think it would have been easy to make him white and racist as well, and I think keeping him black adds a whole nother layer to it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the kind of like horror stories that used to come out of or that you would learn about in like the ghettos in Krakow or something like that, where they would have the Jewish police force too that basically like sold themselves out or sold out their neighbors to or joined forces with like the SS and everyone to sell out their neighbors and keep them in line and everything for like better rations and everything like that. And
Sure.
And I think there's a comparison that you can make there, in particular even in like in the language you use to describe the hood is often called a ghetto or something like that too. So there's this interesting setup there, and kind of this he's saying in a lot of ways the you can make the argument that he's saying in a lot of ways that the victimization of those two cultures is in some ways similar too. But yeah, we keep alluding to, it's a complex film. Sorry, I'll just keep taking everyone's points and just talking out my ass. Sorry, guys.
No, that works out though, and so I mean they even
You're the
have,
only one that has the list that you can of all the cool words you can say.
Yeah, I've exceeded my list for tonight.
Yeah, but they've even got the cop scenes also there relatively in the beginning, right, where he's younger.
Yeah, and he says,
and it's the same cop.
there is something wrong, but you can't see it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
That's
Same
a
cop.
great line. Yeah,
And that is the same cop.
It is, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Same guy.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Furious Styles is my favorite.
Dude,
Lawrence
he's
Fishburne is awesome. in this
he's
movie,
crazy.
He's awesome all the time.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's cool to see him in these younger pieces from him, because if you don't know him outside of The Matrix, you probably haven't seen a lot of other stuff that he's in.
For sure.
John Wick, maybe.
Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, but see, that's like probably a movie that a lot of people don't like, know him from.
Yeah.
He's in Predators as well.
He is in Predators.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always liked Lawrence Fishburne. I think to, always go back and see him in this younger role is just really cool. And he's a very powerful character. He's very calming, but very intimidating at the same time. he's a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I yeah,
You know?
it's great. I love that. Yeah, you immediately understand him as a character within that first scene.
Yep.
And you understand his, and like each scene after that just explains more his role in the community and why he's, as like Blake's pointed out, why he's an anomaly and like what he stands for there. And then he backs that up again in like the gentrification scene and everything. I love the scene when they're fishing at the start of the movie, and I think that's just a really rare, tender moment between the two of them. And I like, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're going long anyways.
Really quick, hands off for the wardrobe choices.
Oh, incredible!
It was really cool to see like the gangster side of it from Ice Cube and all his guys on the porch all the time, and then it's cool to see like how Ricky and his mom have like a fancier side. Versus like just sweatpants, and then Cuba's outfits were like always on point to the point where they said you dealing that like cocaine, and he's like those are supposed to be like really nice high end clothes, but that's because he's busting his ass, he's working off at the mall, and you get to see his wardrobe change too. The more he grows up and the more conversations that he has with his dad, you can see in the scene on the steps with Brandy that he's got a medallion on, and it's the peace sign with the fist up, and it's cool to kind of see him take that side of his dad and kind of pull that into his outfits, and it's really cool. So very spot on.
Yeah, for sure. I even like this scene once again where Ricky's young as well as Ice Cube as well, and they end up seeing the murder, right? They end up seeing a dead body,
which is it's implied is the guy that broke into Furious's house the night before.
Correct.
Is it?
That's the reading that the reading that I took off of that.
I agree with that
because if you look, it's like those are they never find the guy that shot him, but the two shots in the door are like in the same place they would be on the body too, they are on that same place on the body, and then like I think it's the next day
is he missing
or whatever.
A shoe?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
he probably
that would be the
he probably is.
Yeah.
But so that's always the implication that I got there.
Gotcha. I'm with you on that too. But even that scene, right, where you're seeing like the stuff that they're exposed to at a young age, right, and they even run into the other guy who looks older. He might be like somewhere in his young 20s or teenager.
With the football.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And he's kind of like, like no shit, it's a dead body. He's like, but he's not doing nothing to you, so like, who cares,
right?
You know what I mean? And they end up selling his football. Then you can just always see. Ice Cube was always just kind of the more aggressive one, but he stood up for his brother, right? Those are kind of the things you're supposed to do, right? And they were both little kids, and he's like, well, fuck it, I'll go over there and get your shit back if you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's good, man. I love this movie for sure. Grows on me after every watch. I don't know if I personally like it better than Paid in Full, like on a personal list. But I would say from a cinematic standpoint, I would probably say this is the better film.
Sure. Well, let's see where it ranks on our Entropy list.
Let's put her on up there.
Put her up upon
the Entropy list.
Welcome back, listeners. This is the, I guess, listeners who were going over the spoilers. This is the ranking portion of the podcast where we're going to put Boyz in the Hood upon our Entropy list. The Entropy list, for those of you who do not know, is almost said the Entropy list is the Entropy list official list of everything we have reviewed. The Entropy list is Back Row Banter's official list of every movie we have reviewed, regardless of genre, regardless of who's in it. Regardless of theme. I don't know, whatever, all that stuff. It's regardless of it. They're all in one list. It's insane.
It's
if you
true.
want to find the Entropy list, you can do so by checking the episode description. It is linked to my Letterboxd, where the list is held. This is a tough one, boys.
Yeah, I'm pulling the.
This is going to be
list up right now.
This is going to be
11.
a tough one.
35 films, right?
Yep. This will be number 36.
Who wants to kick it off?
I said 11.
So you got it under Green Room, above E2 Mama.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like this better than Paid in Full. I've seen this more than Paid in Full. Paid in Full is really good, especially for the first watch. But yeah, this just holds tight to me a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And I was pushing for Paid in Full to be higher, so this definitely has to go higher.
Okay. I'll follow up then.
I wish Kill Bill was higher now that I've seen it.
Yeah,
Like
tough,
more.
tough.
The more I think about Kill Bill, the more I want to like put it up higher now.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think Kill Bill Volume 1 goes higher than
Yeah,
E2 Mama También for me too.
I would have to agree with you, Ty.
yeah.
But I think
it's
Nathaniel,
tough.
Nathaniel's too much of an outlier on that one that he just shot that list up.
Too much of a
He shot it
Masters.
up quick.
Yeah. Well, Nathaniel's
Yeah.
huge rebuttal for the Kill Bill was like, okay, well then, where do you think we put the rest of Tarantino's?
Yeah.
And that's when it's like, okay, we have to be able to move
Yeah,
this thing around.
That's true.
But yeah, so to follow up with that, I think I can live with what Tyler said at 11. I'm sorry, did you say 11 or 12?
I said 11.
11. Okay, so you said after Green Room, correct?
Yeah.
I'll co-sign that.
You're
I'll co-sign it.
changed my mind.
You talking to me?
Nathaniel,
Either
Adam?
one of you two.
I got this one split in the Kill Bills for me.
Oh.
I think it's a great movie. I think this is an excellent movie, but it's up there with those heavy hitters for me.
Mhm.
And like, I don't want to, I don't want, after all this lavish praise I've been giving this movie, I don't want to think like, I don't want people to think that I'm just like slotting it in here, but that's truly reflects how much higher I think of every other movie on
Sure.
this list and kind of where my brain is at on most of this stuff. But I think, while it's an awesome movie, it's one of those things that it kind of like the Tarantino thing. I know what movies are coming, and I think also too like where I'm gonna put this stuff and that top list is getting heavy, which is why I'm glad we're getting new movies now.
For sure. For sure.
But yeah, I think for me it's once you hit that first Kill Bill, you're into like iconic movie range for me.
Sure.
Kill Bill, Requiem, E2 Mama, Green Room, Whiplash, we can argue on. That's, Inception, Prisoners, Halloween, man, like all just
Sure.
fun. And like, I think this is an iconic movie for me, but I think it's just going to be, for me, the rest of the list is going to be Kill Bill and below. And like, this is just slotted into that top echelon for
Sure.
me. So
Sure.
that's where
You're
I've got
going
it.
14.
I'm going, 14. You both put in at 11?
Yep.
Yeah.
I can be talked around, but let's
Adam.
let's see what Adam.
This is very tough because part of me wants to put it at 11. Part of me likes that spot. But then I think about it, and I don't know. Requiem is such a good movie, even though it's not one I'm going to rewatch very often. Like, that was such a good movie. Yeah.
You can watch the movie alone for that, and that's it. That's like an addiction right there.
Yeah.
That movie.
But I don't know if I think this movie is. Blake said it. I think I personally Paid in Full. I like more, but on a technical level, I think Boys in the Hood is the better movie or film.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So it's really, really tough. I kind of want to say 15.
Drum roll. 15. Okay, so just right above Paid in Full.
Right above Paid in Full.
Okay.
Just because the Kill Bills, those were fantastic. I don't know if this breaks that for me.
Yeah.
Well
then I
E2
mean,
Mama Tambien is the outlier for me because I would have that personally a lot lower. So that one's throwing me off a little bit.
I don't even remember ranking that one. Did I just argue that well on that
know.
one?
I think
You
you
basically
remember.
just
I'd have
you
to.
basically just wanted it at like number 4 or something, and we were all like wanted it like 20 or so. I think it was. And
Landed in
the
the
compromise
middle.
was like 11.
Alright, fair
I'd
enough.
have to re-listen that.
Yeah,
So,
remember I don't
think
listen
you
back to the
marched-
podcast.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I think you marched pretty
was,
hard for that.
I mean,
That was episode 29.
I think I'll come as low as where Nathaniel is.
yeah, I was gonna say I think the middle ground would just.
It
be
can
to
go
split the
under Kill
Bills.
Bill, yeah. It can split those. I like this better than Kill Bill Volume 2, even though you're supposed
sure.
to watch them as like the same movie or whatever. Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
Volume 1 is Volume 1's way better than 2. So yeah, we can split it. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Splitting them.
Yeah, I'm
I'd
good
be okay
that.
with that. I can settle.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Right in that area. I
Put
think
her
is
on up.
where it goes. All right.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood, slotted
14.
in at number 14, splitting Kill Bill Volume 1 at 13 and Kill Bill Volume 2 at 15. Those were not together very long. I was expecting them to be together for a while.
Yeah.
And
It got
then
threatened like 2 weeks in a row, basically, right?
now Nathaniel comes in and just messes up everything that I had going.
Well,
Putting
listen,
everything like
the posters aren't the same anyway, so I'm still mad about that.
Yeah,
So let it
sure.
get split up.
Yeah, that Kill Bill Volume 2 poster is horrendous.
Okay,
Alright.
let's bring this thing home.
Yeah, we'll see where the next
Let's
two rank.
drive it on home. Judas and the Black Messiah, as we said earlier, is going to be our film review for next week. That's going to be streaming
I'm curious
on HBO
how that
Max
one will
starting Friday, February 12th.
Yeah, my bad, Adam, not to cut you off. But yeah, I'm curious how that one will be. It looks, I know Nathaniel said he hasn't seen a trailer. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
The cast is actually really good. I think you'll be sold. Like,
I haven't. I don't know anything, but I
Yeah.
kind of want it to be bad because I kind of want a movie to like tear into.
yeah. So
but I also want it to be good.
Yeah, I don't know who's directing or anything, but the cast is awesome though, so I'm sure they'll do good.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
curious
excited.
Where
I
that'll
think.
lie.
Where do you guys think? Any entropy list predictions here?
No idea because I don't know.
yeah.
Anything, and
I'm
I don't want
thinking
to.
if we were just chatting here, I'm thinking this one's gonna fall around the 25 through Wonder Woman 2 range, 25 through 30 range.
Wow.
Okay. I was thinking more of like the 20 to 27 range. That's where I'm thinking.
Okay.
I don't have a say.
Neither do I.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Let's get out of here. No 5-star review this week. If you want to get a 5-star review, or if you want to have your voice heard on the podcast, because I'm going to read it for you, leave us a 5-star review in app, and I'll read it out.
Or tell us who you wanted to read it out.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
tell us who you want to play you out of the four of us.
Is it me? Is it Blake's
Yeah.
sultry tones?
I like that idea.
Is it Tyler's hyper giggle? Or could it possibly be Adam's welcome back? Who knows? Only
You
you
pick.
do, listener. You pick.
Only you can decide.
To choose your own
Hold
adventure.
Your breath.
Oh, man. I'm gonna see if I can find that.
Well, I got to keep that in the pod now.
Oh,
Holly
my.
Berry.
All right,
She's
please
got a-
share the podcast, guys. I have a little story for you, listeners. You may be sitting there thinking, I don't want to share the pod. That seems like a lot of work. Well, let me tell you a story. All right, my hair long as fuck last week. All right, I needed a haircut. Go and get the haircut. Talking to my hairdresser. She goes, "What are your hobbies?" What a question. Could go many places with that. I toss in Back Row Banter, and lo and behold, she goes, "I love movie review podcasts."
Hey.
And there we have it. Kimberly, if you're listening, hello. Shout out Kimberly.
What up, Kim?
Shout out Kim
Hopefully
Hi.
our new number one
or
fan.
Kimmy or Kimberly. However you.
That being said,
however you
yeah,
go
it's
by.
very mean of me to say shorten that to Kim, considering
Yeah.
how often I jump down people's throats for
Yeah.
shortening my
Didn't we
name.
just talk about that on
We
one of
did,
these
yeah.
episodes?
Yeah, I
Little
just
hippie.
talked about that.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
Anytime
Kimberly.
somebody says the name Kimberly, I immediately think of the Pink Power Ranger.
I think of Kim Possible
Does she spell it
Sure.
L-Y or L-E-E?
or L-I-E.
It is Kimberly.
Yeah.
Or is it L-E-I-G-H? Kimberly.
Moral of the story here, listeners. It's not that hard to share the pod, so please do so. Share it with a friend, family member, a hairdresser, a fellow hood member. I
And
don't
it
know.
helps out a ton.
Sure
For
does.
sure.
It does.
And
It really
we
does.
appreciate the shit out of it.
Every time you share, I get a
And-
warm feeling in my tummy.
He really does. I've seen it. It glows.
Is it instant or does it like travel like mail?
A little bit of both,
Okay.
actually. Yeah, depending on the day and how many people you share it with. If they share it with more people, it comes
You got
faster.
Constant.
Yeah. I look like a
Constant
Teletubby.
warm.
It's
Yeah.
very weird.
It glows when he's closer to people that are following the show.
Yeah, it's very
It's like
strange.
Bilbo's sword.
I'm here-
Sting. It just when every time he's near a follower, his belly just glows.
Does not count for work, or it does not count for anyone on the pod, but anyone else.
Yeah.
There I am. So if you want to see me glow, follow us.
Glow
Please
up.
share the pod.
Share the pod. Where can they follow us, Adam?
Well, they can follow us on Twitter at Banter Row, on Instagram at Back Row Banter Pod, and YouTube is just Back Row Banter. Please go subscribe on YouTube. I don't care if you don't listen there. I don't listen there.
I want to see
I
if we
don't know
can
how many
break
people do.
30,000 likes on this video, guys.
If you like
just
the
go subscribe
podcast,
there, you know,
Like
Yeah,
the
go-
podcast, man.
it's free, it's fun, it's fabulous. There's a 3
All
F words.
things
Nathaniel,
that
give me
describe
another one.
us. F9, go
Yeah.
for it.
But yes, please go subscribe there. We want to get our sub count up, and we'd really appreciate that. And then also, if you want to email us, you can do so at backrowbanterpod at gmail.com. BlakeHolder, where can the people find you at, my man?
Letterboxd. That'll be BlakeHolder. We'll be on there. Honestly, and I don't think I logged anything from the past 2 weeks, so I feel like I've been lying saying you could find me there logging stuff when I haven't logged anything. So I'm gonna have to go in there and relog.
Take a gander.
Yeah, and see
Yeah.
what I got in there and add. a
Maybe
few
like
things
some
in there.
lists. Maybe follow. Maybe
Yeah.
see if you have some followers.
Yeah. maybe.
Someone follow Blake. You,
Yeah.
you're listening. Get a letterbox. Follow Blake.
Do it.
And yeah, we'll go in there and review some movies. So I'll pass it to. We'll go to Tyler today.
Hey, what's good? You could find me on twitch.tv/El Trabajo. That's ELTRABAJO87. And I did stream this week. It's about 2 hours. It was me, Nathaniel. So
It's true.
go watch it. We
I
didn't
was
win.
there.
We always try to have some fun. But and then Instagram, Letterboxd, and Twitter are all Tyler Vidalis, VIDALES. Nathaniel. Say hi and then bye.
Hi and bye. Just kidding. I'm not gone yet. You can find me down at the store, or just round the shops, I guess.
In the
Or-
office, extension
yeah.
224.
Yep. But you can also find me on Letterboxd and Twitter and Instagram at NSKingrick or at NathanielG92. Figure it out. You can do it. I believe in you. Or you can follow Sandpiper Tapes. Please do that as well. Those are also on Letterboxd and Instagram. And that's it, Adam. Go your turn.
Hi, I'm Adam.
Hi, Adam.
Hi,
Hi, Adam.
Come at you live from the Back Row Banter Como offices. You can find me on Twitter at Aish24. On Letterboxd, it's just at Aish. And then on Twitch, twitch.tv/Aish. I did not stream in the last.
But when he
week
does,
or
go
so.
watch him because he is better than me. So
Oh.
Funny
What
enough,
did you say?
he
I didn't hear
actually Adam texted me. Wouldn't you text me Thursday, Wednesday?
Yeah,
Siege?
I think it was Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. And second,
Play some Siege.
I'm just on a mega rant now. Did you say Como? I'm assuming is that short for
Columbia, Missouri.
That's what I thought, but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay,
That could have been the name of his building. Could have been his house.
I kind of thought of all those things, but then I was like, it's got.
I was like, it's
Columbia, Missouri.
Crazy if he is. I'm like,
Missouri.
that's just showing where you live on the internet. But
Everybody knows I go to Mizzou. This is not. I've talked about that multiple times.
well, now they do.
true.
Yeah, maybe, and now even more.
I think
Columbia.
I've talked about
Yeah,
it. Have I
that
not?
trucker
Oh,
from
well,
High
come find
Tension
me.
is
I don't,
coming
I
for
don't
you.
know. Meet and greet at Mizzou.
Thanks for listening, though.
What'd you say?
I said the trucker from High Tension's coming for you now.
And then I said weird. Thanks for listening, though.
Oh, yeah, of course he's coming for me because I didn't like his movie.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't
You
really either,
disrespected it.
so, okay.
Yeah, but I protect you.
All right.
Well, maybe he should have been a
if you
better
get there?
antagonist.
What if he gets there and he
That's
doesn't even kill you? He just ties you up and
Makes you watch
High
it.
Tension on loop for eternity.
Wow,
That would suck.
that doesn't sound like
That
a
would
good
suck.
What
time.
movie would
Yeah,
you
that
guys
would
want to die to if that was your if that was your fate?
I don't even
Lord of
know,
the Rings.
man.
I know for a fact I can watch that over and over and over again, and I
No food
know,
or nothing, man.
and I know that I'll go peacefully.
Yeah,
I'll go happy, because it's fucking Lord of the Rings.
Maybe Jurassic Park.
yeah.
Tenet.
Your ultimate.
Just want a quick death.
maybe at some point, maybe after viewing
Just becomes
376,
transcendental.
I will
Yeah, right.
understand what's going on in that movie. Maybe.
All right, let's wrap up, folks. Let's get out of here. It's so
All
late.
right. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 38, Boys in the Hood. Join us next week for what was it? Oh man, I already forgot.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yeah. Love one another. Spread some love. We'll be RB.
Be excellent to each other, and we'll be RB.
Yeah, tell everybody you love them, and thanks for stopping by. Share it. We appreciate it, and every little bit helps. And have a good week. We'll see you next Tuesday. BRB.
Oh, everybody, stay positive. You know, there's always better days ahead, and there's always those down days, but it always it seems to always turn around. So keep pushing, and we'll be RB.
I'm America. Ready for another lesson.
Finals tickets.
Yeah.
And they're only like five. It was like $520. I was like, this isn't bad for like a championship professional sporting event.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they end up not even fucking making it, so it was just sad. But
Do you
they'll
just get your
refund
money
you. Yeah,
back?
they'll give you money back. So I was like, that's almost like an
Yeah.
ideal situation, you know? So
Yeah.
if you,
The only thing I ever went to like that was I got to go to the Rugby World Cup when I was living in England.
ooh, okay, yeah. But
so, like,
rugby's
that's pretty
huge
cool.
over there, though.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
it's like full on. It was I think that it's like a 40 or 50,000 person
Yeah,
stadium that was
right.
packed, and
Yeah. How'd you guys come across the tickets?
my buddy was just a really good. He's a really big rugby fan, and he bought it like a year ahead of time, and he's like, because I was actually back home at this point.
But you knew you were
And,
going back.
But I knew I was going back, and he's
Yeah.
like, when you come here, we're going to the Rugby World Cup, because I got to see the All Blacks, who are basically, it's New Zealand and the
Okay.
top rugby team, like basically of all time. They're the ones
Okay.
that always do the haka, where you see
Okay.
they do the dance beforehand
Mhm.
and everything. Got to see them play France, which is basically their biggest rival.
Okay, in the
Um,
championship.
No, this was the semifinals.
Okay.
But yeah, they went on to win the championship, and it was just crazy. It was a great experience for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, dude, I wouldn't
That
doubt
sounds
any
dope.
professional sporting event. I think at the championship level is fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But yeah, man, that'd be dope for sure. They say the Cubs thing was.
I really want to go to the
awesome.
Olympics. I'd love to go to one of those ones.
Where is the next Olympics? Isn't it
Japan,
LA?
Tokyo. Well, it hasn't happened yet. This one in 2021 is gonna be in Tokyo.
And what's the one after that? Is it LA?
It might be LA again.
Yeah.
You guys remember how Chicago was in the running for the 2020
Yeah.
Olympics?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
remember
That the city would have been so fucked.
Yeah, that's true. We definitely wouldn't have had it. They just wouldn't have done it. Lori Lightfoot would have shut that shit down.
Yeah.
And you just got to go through so much like construction and add a ton more.
And thank God we didn't have not
Bullshit.
to get political, but thank God we didn't have an Olympics in the U.S. under Trump. That would have been a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, that would have been. That would've been bad.
For sure.
Especially during a pandemic.
That'd be comical.
But bro, it would have been oh my God. So I'm happy Tokyo got the 2020 bid on that one.
And then they just moved it to 2021, like you said, right?
Yeah, because generally the summers are always on a leap year, and they're always on the even. They're always on evens, and they're always on the leap year for the Summer Olympics.
All right, boys. You guys ready?
Are
As
they,
I'll ever be.
Quick question on the Olympics. Are they doing the next one, or are they doing it 2025 then? Or are they keeping 2024?
I think it'll go back to 2024.
Assuming-
Right.
I'm
'Cause then
assuming
they-
it'll stay on the same schedule.
Yeah, that would screw up the winters too. Obviously, if they switched.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I don't remember 2018 Winter Olympic Games, if I'm being 100%
They
honest.
were in Korea.
Never tuned in. Never. I don't remember anything about
No,
the,
man.
the Winter Olympic Games
I'm
in
a-
2018. I remember in 2019, I was like, weren't there supposed to be Olympic Games last year? And I just don't. I simply never remembered them happening, and kind of just skipped over them.
I'm like one of those people. The Olympics are my thing. I just go weirdly in on them. I pick a new sport every year, and like I just like go.
I'm sure it's
in.
interesting, though.
Like,
Yeah,
I like the
yeah,
Olympics.
yeah.
I've
I like the
always
Olympics,
I've
yeah.
always loved it ever since I was a kid,
Mhm.
and then like I will just watch it until my eyes bleed too.
Yeah.
Like I'll just
Yeah.
sit down
Yeah.
all day and watch every sport.
I'll do that. Yeah, I don't know why. There's just something so entertaining about it.
Yeah, I'd love to be. That would be like the coolest too. I think if you could just say you're an Olympian and you get the 6
Oh,
rings
yeah,
tattoo
for
or
sure.
5
I-
rings, whatever it is.
My like sports bucket list is Wimbledon.
Oh, that would be that would make
yeah.
sense.
Oh, are you
would-
excited about the Australia Open?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were
um,
talking about this.
We
the
were
other day.
talking
There's
about
been-
this. There was an ad
there's
for it, and
been
I was
some
like, I think
commotion.
Adam would like this.
Yeah.
I bet he's hyped.
Yeah, there's been some commotion with the players. 'cause they're all
Yeah.
pissed at quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've actually got a close
And Australia's like, what the fuck do you want us to do? Like, this is how.
Yeah, well, like,
we're almost
Just like
virus and
you
shit.
you get to come out here without a mask afterwards. Like just
Yeah, yeah.
hang out, bro. Like
Exactly.
we've killed this thing. It's fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, that'd be dope, Adam, for Wimbledon or even the Australian Open.
Wimbledon, dude, like a 2-week pass to Wimbledon, just watching tennis for
Yeah.
every day for 2 weeks would be
Yeah,
crazy.
I have
good.
a
It's
close
so much fun.
friend of mine. Her that they're not dating any longer, but her boyfriend before actually played professional tennis.
Oh,
So
okay.
she went to
Yeah.
Australian.
Wild.
Open. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
So,
that
she
would've
was
been
like,
cool.
It was super dope, super cool experience.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how far along he went. I don't really know what he placed, but nonetheless, super
know
dope
someone.
experience.
Yeah, dope.
for sure.
Do you guys remember in the 2016 Olympics in Rio de Janeiro when Matthew McConaughey just flew over and just started buying tickets and like sitting up in the stands?
No,
Did you not?
I don't.
Yeah, apparently they were having an issue with it being under kind of attended because that was when Zika virus was around. Remember that
Yep.
one
Mm.
for a little bit?
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
That was like 3 viruses ago, man.
so they were like the Olympics started and they knew and they were like showing all these images of like the stands being like more or less like half full and stuff.
Mhm.
And then like I remember because again I'm a lunatic and watch all of it with this much attention, but like by the 3rd day in, Matthew McConaughey had just flown to Rio de Janeiro on a whim and just started buying tickets to event, was just like sitting in like the nosebleeds because he's just like, well, I guess I'll go watch the Olympics.
That's dope.
That was also the Ryan Lochte scandal.
Yeah, that was a weird
I
one.
do remember that.
That was
yeah.
really weird.
Anyways, we talk
We ready?
movies sometimes.
Yeah.